This is my audience. Woo. Okay. Sometimes you have to get lost in the dark and trespass to find hidden gems on Oahu. Today, I'm going to show you around. I'm going to talk about my favorite hike, some great places to go to the beach and some places to avoid, and some good mom and pop restaurants that are out of Waikiki. So sometimes Waikiki can be a little congested. Hawaii is a great state to visit, but Oahu can get flooded with tourists. And you can spend a whole lot of money just trying to get away. The first gem I'm going to talk about would be my favorite hike. And before you go off in the jungle, jumping off waterfalls, or climbing to the top of a ridge, there are some things you're going to need. First of all, hiking in Hawaii is very different than hiking in Alaska. You want lightweight clothes, and you want really good shoes. And good shoes can mean different things. You can do high quality that can take a beating and are very grippy, or you can bring your 6-year-old gym shoes that you don't care that get trashed and you throw away at the end of the trip. You also need lots of water. Hiking in the jungle is a bit different because you're constantly wet from the mist that's already in nature, so you don't realize how much you sweat until you get dehydrated. So you have to bring large amounts of water and drink it frequently. So taking into consideration the weather, your gear, and your water supply, you're ready to go explore. Now my favorite hike that the hotels don't tell you about is Monowilly Falls. Monowilly Falls is on the Kailua side of the island. So you have to jump on H3, which is the prettiest highway on the island, and it's where they filmed the helicopter scenes from Jurassic Park. So you jump on H3 and you drive through a neighborhood and you think that you're lost. So if you get the feeling that you are not where you should be, you found Monowilly Falls. You park on the street and then you hike to the trailhead. And this hike is only about a mile to the waterfall, but this mile is full of red dirt mud, stairs that are begging you to trip and crack your shins on them, and this great shallow river that has slippery rocks that has claimed many an ankle, but it's all worth it. So me and my husband and our friends did this hike a bunch of times. One time in particular is where the getting lost in the dark and trespassing part of the story comes into play. So everybody thought that it'd be cool to go a little later in the day because it'll be warmer. And I did not want to go. I was very against this because I kept thinking it gets dark in the jungle faster than it gets dark everywhere else. But everybody thought it would be a good idea. So we made it there and we had fun jumping off and swimming around, and then some people in the group noticed that, yeah, it was getting a little dark. So we started to head back, and we did not beat the dark. Unfortunately, Monowilly Falls is not the place you want to go at night. There is, like I said, mud, there's stairs, and there is absolutely no way to see where you're going. So luckily, my husband has a great sense of direction, and we made it back to the car mostly all in one piece, but we were covered in mud from falling or stepping into mud holes and taking everybody else down with you because we were all holding hands so we wouldn't lose one another. So I would not recommend any night hikes without flashlights. The next gem I'm going to talk about are awesome beaches. Now the beaches in Waikiki, of course you have to go to because you're in Waikiki. But a great beach that doesn't get a lot of exposure on the tourist sites is Bellows. So when you type in Bellows on an internet search, it comes up as a military base. And portions of it are, but there's a huge side that civilians can go to. It's normally minimally populated, so you can have a great tropical beach experience without having a family of 6 on the towel a foot away from you. But something to keep in mind when you go to Bellows is to watch the jellyfish migration patterns, because they have these awesome little critters called Japanese man-o-wars. Japanese man-o-wars are really small jellyfish, and you can't really see them, and they have extremely long tentacles, and those little suckers hurt. But if you are paying attention to all that, it's a great place to go. Another little tip to put in your trip file is if you don't see locals on a beach, don't take that as a great opportunity because it's an abandoned beach and you can go swimming by yourself. There's normally a reason. There could be a shark sighting, a jellyfish bloom, or there could be extremely strong currents. So a rule that we kind of always lived by is if there weren't locals swimming, we weren't swimming. But if you see a few people in the water, feel free to have fun, jump in. All you need is a good towel, some sunscreen, and a water bottle, and you are all set. Now the next thing I'm going to talk about is great places to eat. Waikiki has some really great places, but sometimes when you leave Kalakaua Avenue, you can find some even better joints. Now the best one has gotten a lot more popular since we moved out, but it is called Cinnamon's, and it is on the Kailua side again. It is a great little breakfast place, probably the best on the island. But if you don't have a party of 4 or more, you can't make a reservation. So you can expect to wait about an hour. I found that it is well worth the wait. They have red velvet pancakes that are the size of dinner plates, and they have guava chiffon pancakes that are to die for. Another good place is Breakers if you're looking for a lunch spot. Breakers is on North Shore, so it's a bit of a drive, but it seems to be overlooked a lot. People know it's there, but they go other places, and they have great food and a great atmosphere. So all of my gems have one thing in common. They're cheap. Hawaii is very expensive. The flight, the hotel stays, all the activities you want to do will cost you a mint. So if you can find something that's free or cheap, do it. I think that going outside in the sun is a much better way of spending your time than walking around looking at all the fancy shops on Kalakaua Avenue. So if you want to save some money and stay outdoors in the sunshine and make great memories, listen to my tips and you'll have a great time. Thank you.